Anxiety. That's what's killing me. I'm so lost and so full of fear. Sometimes I'm so uncomfortable in my own skin. I want to flee and disappear and turn off the thoughts that are swarming around inside my head. I want to lock myself away in my room where nobody can see me. The outside world is what scares me. I'd rather be alone, where my anxiety doesn't haunt me. Describe a person who is at risk of developing depression.
Sure. Anyone that experiences any form of trauma, anyone that experiences some loss or grief or conflict that's going on either at home or in school, anyone that could be experiencing some bullying, anyone that's has some negative thoughts that are caused by something that they've experienced could come to have depression.
Boys and stuff and phones and glitter, and I'm a fairy for Halloween, and I enjoy it.
She has 2 C's, right?
What are the treatment options for depression?
Well, as a high school counselor, Brittany, we tend to give advice to our students who are concerned is to seek out medical attention right away. So getting to see your family doctor, where they will typically do an assessment so that they can get some baseline information and just sort of monitor you know, how you are doing, whether things are getting better or things are getting significantly worse before you know, trying to figure out the actual plan of treatment. Some of the things that someone who's suffering from depression, or really it's just good advice for anyone for having good mental health, is to make sure that you're eating properly. So a good healthy diet is one way that you can help with depression. Making sure you get lots of exercise, going for walks in nature, regular exercise is really good for everyone, but especially people who are feeling somewhat depressed. Trying to keep stress to a minimum, so having ways of keeping your life balanced and finding things such as mindfulness exercises that sort of ground you and bring you back and keep that stress to a minimum. Spending time with people that you know, make you feel really good, right? So those could be friends, family, anybody that's willing to sort of listen and support you along the way. We also encourage students to access support in other ways. So we encourage them to go to like the Anxiety BC website and download the MindShift app onto their phones, because that's a huge resource and has lots of information around different tools that you can kind of put into your toolkit and be able to access when you're not having very good days, right? And also just follow the advice of your physician.
What are the risk factors or triggers of depression?
Risk factors, a lot of them are kind of what I already sort of mentioned, is a change in a behavior. Okay, that's when we see that things aren't going well. So when kids are starting to isolate themselves from friends, if they used to be with friends, if their grades start to suffer, drug and alcohol use, not really looking forward to what the future holds. Sometimes giving hints about, well, you know, you might not see me, or those kind of things. Sometimes they write things that are pretty dark and teachers might let us sort of know about that, to be concerned about. Giving away things is a sign too. But all those things are usually a dramatic change in what their normal behavior has been. And that's usually the first clue that something's not quite right. Sometimes we also look at kids who are going through some of their own struggles, like if we know there's a personal struggle going on at home, and that might trigger something with them to kind of where they start to perhaps fall into the world of depression. We usually, if we know about it, we check in with them to see how they're doing. And I don't know if this is one of the questions you were going to ask, Britt, but a follow-up to that would be if we think that that's going on, or if a child thinks that they're depressed or even perhaps like suicidal, we always say, go and talk to your doctor. Go and see your doctor and just tell your doctor that. And they can do some depression screening or set that up for you, or they can do some testing with you to see if they think you are depressed. We always say to kids, like, don't think you are, don't wonder if you are, go and find out if you are. And then you'll find out what you can do about it, like how do you cope with it and how do you manage it. So we always recommend that you go and see your doctor about those kind of things. We certainly are here to help, kids get through their stuff, and maybe give them some tools that they can use to help feel better about themselves and about what's going on, but we're far from the experts.